Hey, what is going down, you awesome, voracious, and salacious? What's going on, Cam Fam? I got what I believe is a great lens to share with you guys today. Man, the lens that I got to show you guys is so cool that I'm gonna have to put this on right here, and we are back today. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a killer lens that I believe will elevate your game. Now, I had two issues making this video. One, I'm making this for my Fujifilm Cam Fam, and so to use this awesome lens you have to have a Fujifilm body because you can't easily adapt it. So that was one concern I had. And the second thing is, if you are shooting Fujifilm, then you might possibly already have this lens. Alright, but for the rest of you guys who don't have this lens, and for the rest of you guys who don't have Fujifilm, I'm going to tell you guys that I think that this lens alone would make it worth it to shoot Fujifilm. So without further ado, the lens we're talking about today is the Fuji XF 56mm f1.2. Now I wonder if you guys had the same reaction as when I pulled out the D70, the Nikon D70. You were like, oh, D70, meaning that you already knew it. Alright, well, if you already knew it, this is going to be the same effect that the D70 had, meaning that because it is obtainable, because it is affordable, a lot of people may not be interested in it. But I'm here to tell you that this is one killer lens for both portrait and street work and street portraits. So I'm going to show you guys some photos right now, and then I'm going to come back and we'll discuss the prices and whether or not this lens is worth it. But I just want to say I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm not going to go into all the technical details like what I did with the Light Lens Lab. I just want to appreciate the beauty of the Fuji XF 56mm f1.2. The Fuji 56mm f1.2 on Fujifilm's APS-C sensors is just about the equivalent of an 85mm portrait lens on full frame. So it is rightfully thought of as a portrait lens, and this lens does gorgeous portraits in color and in black and white. But in my opinion, it's also a great lens for street portraits and street photography, where you want to capture people just a little bit more intimately. And the thing that surprised me the most is the astounding detail from this lens. It is razor sharp, and the subject separation is beautiful. Now be forewarned, when you're photographing people in the streets, they're going to get you back. And so many people consider the Fujifilm 56mm f1.2 XF lens one of their best, and I wholeheartedly agree. This is a lens that will elevate your photography and leave you smiling. Oh, by the way, all these images were shot with this camera right here, the Fuji X-T1, which I personally believe is one of the greatest Fujifilm cameras of all time. With that great 16 megapixel X-Trans sensor. So all the photos here are from this camera. Alright, you guys, check this out. Back in the day when I was making supplemental income with wedding and stage photography, this was my bread and butter lens. This is the Canon EF 85mm f1.2 L. Now, in comparison, the 56mm f1.2 Fuji lens is the modern equivalent, but it is much smaller. It is not as heavy, and in my opinion, it is a sharper optic than the older Canon lens. But here is the real clincher for me, guys. Check out this lens right here. I got this lens for $250 with deterioration on the lens coatings, and it is still sharp as hell. Alright, so if you guys are looking for this lens right now, the prices are trending on the used market, okay, anywhere between $400 to $500, which I think represents an amazing value for money. In addition to being a killer lens, you could pay 2 or 3 times the price for other lenses and not get nearly the same performance. Now, right, A lot of us are willing to pay for character lenses, and you know, we pay top dollar for these character lenses, but most of the time character lenses come with a little bit of softness. Then we're also willing to pay for these super sharp modern lenses, and most of the time these lenses are sharp but they have no character. Well, this one has, in my opinion, has a little bit of both. Has beautiful bokeh. It has super high sharpness when you want it, when you need it, and I just think it's a fantastic lens. I'm not going to talk too much about autofocus performance because I'm using an older body, so I really don't know how it would do with one of the newer bodies. But man, I think this lens just got everything out of that 16 megapixel X-Trans sensor. In fact, I'm going to admit that the detail on some of these images looks so great that honestly I think is easily as good or even better than what I'm getting out of my Leica M monochrome CCD, and that's hard for me to admit. So, hell of a bargain right here. I totally recommend it. Is it worth it? Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the Fuji XF 56mm f1.2, one of Fujifilm's greatest lenses, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of other people. So I really do appreciate when you comment, like, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and so I could bring you more of the greatest camera legends of all time. Alright, so until the next time, let's take a beautiful Fuji X-T1 56mm f1.2 R lens, the original, and perhaps one of the greatest. Let's take that beautiful 16 megapixel X-Trans photo of you guys at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And I will catch you guys next time on the cameralegend.com YouTube channel.